Trapping season, season 2. Let's get into it. All right, guys, it's officially trapping season here in Pennsylvania. It's actually the second day of trapping season. Yesterday I was bear hunting unsuccessfully, and right now it's unseasonably warm in Pennsylvania. I honestly, I don't know what seasonably is anymore in Pennsylvania. It's like 71 degrees today. So I'm going to set some traps, and mainly I am just working on my own property. I got a farm that I'm going to set up this week, but in this episode, what I'm going to try to do is to show you how to set up your own property. Now, my property is just shy of 20 acres. So mainly the main critters that I'm going after are coons, possums, skunks. I'm looking to save my rabbits, my squirrels, my fawn. I'm trying to keep all those things safe. So I will set some coyote traps. I will set those, but today I'm just focusing on coon around my property. Later on in this episode, I'm going to show you a farm and how I set up, for a lot larger area. One of the most common questions that I think people ask, that I see on a lot of forums, I get on my own YouTube channel, is how many traps am I going to set up on a property? That all depends on what your goal is on that property. Since this is my property and I want to remove the things with fangs, I'm going to set a lot of traps. Most of these traps will stay here throughout the whole year. I'll just keep rebaiting them. They're kind of like my own private property traps. So if you look, my house is right there. I'm only, I believe, 202. I shoot guns out here a lot, so I'm thinking it's like 205 yards away. What I have is a gate that goes into my neighbor's field. Now, my neighbor is completely fine with me trapping out here. He's really cool people. So let me just kind of show you. Now, this field, they normally mow it, and this year it looks like they might not mow it again, so could get interesting. Might be able to make something happen with cable restraints going down through this, especially like that quad trail looks pretty good. We'll see how that is later on in the year. I'm probably not going to set any coyote sets like footholds out there like I normally do this year. But yeah, I just drove my truck out here and I'm going to set some traps. So I'm thinking I'm going to set 2 DPs. I'm going to set one here along this edge, and I'm going to set one along this edge. This is a real popular area for coons and all sorts of things to travel through. So get on my hands. I got stuff to do. People gonna be mad. Okay, now we're at the end of my driveway. So here is my, let me change this camera. Here's my driver, runs like this. I've got a trap right here, and I've got a trap right there on the side of my truck. Both DPs. The wind predominantly blows in this direction. Something important to pay attention to. Your prevailing wind, if it's always blowing this way, that's what's going to blow that scent into the face of that animal as it's going by, and that's how you're going to catch them. I chose that spot right there because there's a game trail there, a game trail there. I have to be cautious because about 25 yards in that direction is a public road. It's a dirt road, not a lot of people use it, but still, I want those traps hidden in a way where people can't see them. What I really like about all the traps that I have set right now, so I have, let me see, 2 at the end, 1, another 2, that's 5, 6, 8 traps. I have 8 DPs on my property for 20 acres, and I could definitely set a lot more. I'm just setting the easy areas to check. This is something I'm going to check on my way to work every single day to see if I pick up a raccoon. And I can drive my truck right up to it, handle the raccoon, get it taken care of, reset the trap, and I can do it very efficiently, very quickly. Now, if I wanted to completely eradicate, I'm just trying to manage, but if I wanted to completely eradicate, so here's a buck scrape right there, camera setup right there. If I wanted to completely eradicate all the animals down there, I've got a creek that runs down through this valley right here, and I've got a creek that runs down through the valley on the other side. If I went down there and followed that creek, I'd find lots of places where there's coons, and I could probably catch a whole mess of them. I'm not worried about trying to catch a whole mess of them. I'm worried about managing my property. Now, if I went to someone else's property and they wanted them gone, if they were paying me to get rid of them or whatever the deal is, I would be heading to those creeks. That's where I'd be looking. That's where I find most of my raccoons. Well, I guess the first day didn't work on it, but that's why we set 2 traps. That's why we set 2. Caught a decent sized coon here. First check day. Good spot. Yeah, we're already on the board with coon. Oh. Yeah, pretty decent sized coon. Right off the bat. Get it taken care of. So 8 traps on the property. So far we've got 1 coon. First check day. Let's move on. All right. A little further along, and we got another coon, another decent sized coon. So we've got set 2 traps, caught it on one trap between us. So you got the 2 traps where I just caught the coon. So I caught one way out there in the field, didn't catch anything in this trap, didn't catch anything in this trap, but I caught another one right there. So far out of, let me see, 2, 3, 5 traps. I can see the other one, so we'll just call it 6. Out of 6 traps, we've caught 2 coons so far. So another decent sized coon. We'll get them taken care of, and same kind of remake. Just going to throw some food back into the trap, and all right, it's check day 2, and I thought I was going to get skunked, but we do have another coon. Let me turn a different light on so you can see him better. Not a big one, not a real big coon, but a coon nonetheless. And this is at the end of my driveway, so this is the set right here on the corner. As you can see, my truck right there. But like I said, it makes it for easy checking in the morning. So we'll get this coon taken care of. So check day 2, picked up another coon. So in 2 days, took 3 coons off my property. Feeling pretty good about it. So this is a great way to manage your own property. And these things, boy, they're nest raiders. They go after this small game. They're going to be eating your turkey eggs. They're going to cause a lot of problems. So it's a good thing to go after. Check day 3 in the rain, and yet we've got another raccoon out here on the trap line at the end of my field. This one has caught 2 now, so it's doing its job, and we'll get this guy taken care of and move on down the line. Check day 3, another coon. All right, guys, check day 4 on my own property, looking for nest predators, and we've got ourselves the infamous possum. So we'll get this guy taken care of, and yeah, we'll move on. It's not a very big possum, but I'm removing all nest predators. They cause a lot of problems, and one of the funny things is people think possums are just a tick-eating machine. That's not really the case. Possums eat whatever they come across. Yes, they'll eat ticks, but they also eat turkey eggs and things like that, and a lot of the animals that they eat a lot more ticks than they do. So in the long run, it's best to just handle these possums when you're trying to manage your property. All right, see you all down the line. All right, still day 4, still over on my own property. Caught a nice size raccoon. He's hanging out, got a nice catch circle, but yeah, real fat, nice and chubby. Yeah, got pretty quiet for sure. So we're gonna get him taken care of and move down the line. So that is, let's see, 5 coons off the property and 1 possum. A possum and a coon today. So just 8 DPs. It's really helping get rid of some of those predators. So I'll see you guys all down the line. I'm looking to set over here though. This is the opposite end of the field and it's got a big knob. So those traps are over there, probably 500 yards. So here's what I'm looking at. At one point they had cows in this field and the cows kind of made some trails. And I imagine that these coyotes and these foxes are going to use this. Now, I'm not really hurting and looking for sign. I know from trail cam footage, I know from past experience where these animals like to run. So I'm going to set a trap on the trail closest to the woods. And then I'm going to go pretty much on the opposite side of my truck, a little bit further down. There's two more trails. Let me just walk up here and show you. Like right here's a trail that was created by cows. And I guarantee other animals are using it. Look at that trail. Right through the field, and then there's one a little bit higher. So I'm going to set one along the woods, and then I'm going to set one in that trail right there. Maybe right here, right in front of my truck, probably. So yeah, I'll show you what they look like when I'm done. All right, so this set, it kind of turned into a mess. I made it into a double dirt hole. Originally I was going for a trench set, but the ground was so hard I just was like, yeah. So I ended up making, so when people say they have modified things, it just means they messed up. So I just did a double dirt hole. This side has Caven's Hiawatha Valley, and that side has Violator 7. Both things that I've noticed that fox and coyotes really, really like. Yeah, and it's right off the side of that trail, so they'll definitely see it and be interested in it. And my other set is in front of my truck. Okay, and the other set is another walkthrough set, but kind of a flat set. I put Bobcat Gland over there, Minnesota Gray Fox from Caven over there, and I sprayed some Hot Shot Red Fox right there. So there you go, another set done. I'm gonna go try to get some more sets on the ground, but it's getting dark, so probably not gonna record those ones, so stay tuned. Alright guys, I'm over here on the farm and I got a trap that's set off, pulled out of its bed, chain's pretty taut. I would think it would be a deer, but it looks like both of my dirt holes got blown out. So this is why I always set two traps, because yeah, it appears to have been a coyote. So first coyote of the year, trying to see how good it's caught, see if it's a deep catch. Looks pretty good, so we're gonna get this guy taken care of, and yeah, pretty awesome. You're a talker. It's always good to get that first one out of the way, but fur won't be awesome on this one, but we got one. Number one. All right, the coyote's been dispatched. He's done for. Actually, he or she, I don't know. I wanted to show you something though. This coyote is really undersized, very small, and then as I'm looking at it, its back left leg looks really odd. So I started really looking into it. Its back left leg is broken up, twisted up, turned under. I mean, it's just not facing the right angles at all. It's a male, but definitely undersized. To kind of show you how tough these coyotes are, I mean, that's not a trap related incident. I'm not sure what that is. It just looks broken. I don't know if it got hit by a vehicle, if it was born with that deformity, but it's not even using that leg properly. So this thing was on three legs, still hunting, still looking for food, and he came across my trap. It's actually a good thing to get these kind of ones out of the population. But yeah, just to kind of show you how tough that they really are. Undersized, you can tell that leg is not, I mean, here's its good leg, you know, and then here's its bad leg. You can tell that paw is not developed right, doesn't move right. I'm sure that was very, very painful for it, and it don't have to suffer anymore. So yeah, moving on down the line. Nature is very rough. Nature is brutal. All right guys, I'm gonna do the remake here. Got this catch circle. Would be a shame to waste all this scent, so I'm gonna do a remake. What I do for my remakes, I do not switch out my traps because I'm putting my trap right back into the same spot with the same kind of smells. But if I do move to a new location, I'm going to switch out that trap. This trap is going to get cleaned and retreated before I'm going to put it in a new spot. But for right now, this is a great spot to put it because it smells like the whole area. Also, whatever gloves I use for my remakes, those are the gloves I use for all my remakes, just because I think they start getting scent on them and it's just not as clean. So I always have, you know, 3-4 pairs of gloves per season, maybe more, just trying to make sure that I don't get scent on my traps. But when it comes to a remake, it's not a big deal. So I'll show you what this looks like afterwards. All right, we got the set remade, and I went with like a compass kind of set. This is what I did the first time. I can't remember the smells that I had on it, but I had a scent over there, a scent over there, and a scent over there. This time I put C4 mouse bait from Sawmill, and then over here I put Minnesota Gray from Cavens, and on that little clump of dirt I put Hot Shot Red Fox from Dunlap. So this worked for before. I'm going to try to make that look a little bit more not so obvious that there's something buried there. And yeah, we'll move on. All right, guys, I'm going to show you a picture of the field where I caught that coyote. And I'm going to try to do this a little more often during my trapping season. I'm going to try to put out little images of where I'm catching these kind of critters. So if you're new to trapping, you kind of start getting an idea of where you need to look. This is where two fields meet. There is a trail that goes, a tractor trail that goes through the woods from a cow pasture into an open field. I caught the coyote in the open field. Now, I've tried setting traps in that cow pasture before, and when those cows find them, they don't leave them alone. So right after I get done talking here, you're going to just see a picture, and it's really basic, just where two fields meet. Anywhere where there's crop changes, a row of trees in a field, anything that's different and kind of stands out to you is going to stand out to those canines that you're trying to catch. So keep that in mind when you're out there. If you're brand new to trapping or you're trying to figure it out, you're trying to find a place to put those footholds, you could go and just randomly throw traps out and maybe you'll get lucky and catch something, but up your chances, up your odds. Go out there and look for those crop changes, look for those fence crossings, look for those areas where a lot of trails meet, you know, where quad trail, tractor trails meet intersections, and look for sign, look for scat, and that's really going to up your chances, really increase your odds. So here's that picture. I just want to thank you guys so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't. God bless, tight chains. I'll see you on the next one.